Hey everybody, welcome to the Gauche. Happy Labor Day for us in the U.S. Happy Monday for everybody else, whatever you're celebrating out there. So, welcome to the Gauche. Happy to have you along. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, which helps the channel grow. Obviously, we all know about the algorithms, so it's just a thing. But just want to welcome you guys. Pretty excited and, of course, a little sad at the same time because of the topic we'll be discussing today. We'll be covering Taylor Hawkins, his tribute, I should say the tribute concert that was held in London over the weekend on the 3rd. But what really stood out for me out of all of this, which was emotional for almost all of it, was when Taylor Hawkins' son, Shane, took to the stage and did a drum, or he drummed to My Hero, Foo Fighters' My Hero. And that was by far probably my most emotional moment. I'm a big fan of the 90s genre of music. A lot of you out there probably would agree that it had a lot of good music in the 90s. I'm an 80s band favorite, as well. But with that said, definitely encourage everybody to, tag along here. I do have one thing I may or may not be able to get to today is the live calls. If not, just know that I will be trying to focus on the chat today. I do also have kind of another version of Super Chat. We're not monetized yet, but if you want to participate in that, I'm trying to include the community here. I will guarantee you, because I have it linked to our YouTube, that those comments will definitely be read. Now, you're not forced to do it, but up to you. I will try to get to everybody's comments nonetheless. So, how is everybody doing today? Doing great? All right, so let's get this party started. We'll talk about Taylor Hawkins, the whole tribute thing over the weekend, and maybe a little bit more about music right after our intro. We'll see you on the other side. All right, so welcome everybody. Starting a little late today, sorry about that, 2 o'clock, so there might be some other streams going on, but I will do my best to keep it interesting and flowing for y'all. So let's get this thing started. First of all, I just want to point out the poster that was put out for the Foo Fighters and the Hawkins family. First of all, they had their concert in London, UK, September 3rd on Saturday. Let's see if I can zoom in on some of this action. So on the 3rd, they had a number of individuals that showed up for, paying tribute, obviously, to Taylor Hawkins. People like Travis Barker. Some of you may recognize these names, some of you may not. Like Nandi Bushell, Martin Chambers, Chris Chaney, Chevy Metal, Stuart Copeland, Josh Freese, Liam Gallagher, Violet Grohl, Omar Hakim. I'm terrible with the names. Justin Hawkins, Shane Hawkins, by the way, he's a fantastic kid. At age 16, this kid knows how to drum, just like his dad. And he's young. He's skilled, and he's young. I can't wait to see what he's got as he grows up a little more, Joshua Holm, Chrissy Hind. I might be butchering some of these names, so forgive me. James Gang, Elaine Johannes, Brian Johnson, John Paul Jones, Kesha, Greg Kirsten, Getty Lee, Alex Lifeston, Brian May, Chris Novoselic, Nile Rogers, Mark Ronson, Luke Spiller, Supergrass, Roger Taylor, Rufus Taylor, Lars Ulrich from Metallica, Wolfgang Van Halen, with a special appearance by Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, with a little asterisk, if you will, part of this show. So, what a lineup. There was also a couple of special guests that did show up. I don't believe are actually on here. Paul McCartney showed up. And I forgot the lady that was with the singer that was with him, and they sung a duet together. I wonder if anybody in the comments knows what I'm talking about. If you do, go ahead and throw that up there, and I will acknowledge. I'm on 3 hours of sleep, so I'm hanging tough with everybody as much as I can. But man, I tell you what, I watched this concert, and I kid you not, it was probably one of the more emotional concerts I've seen. Of course, here's the lineup too, for everybody that doesn't know. September 27th on a Tuesday, Los Angeles, in the Kia Forum, they're doing another tribute concert for us in the States. So another just huge lineup. I'll just read a couple names, right? So like Miley Cyrus. Obviously, Miley Cyrus was on tour in South America with Taylor Hawkins up to the point of his passing. So she ended up having filled in a little bit when obviously the passing took place, and he couldn't obviously go to the concert in South America back in March. Late last year, sorry. No, earlier this year. I'm sorry, it was earlier this year, March 2022. So, yeah, Miley Cyrus is one of them. Let's see. It looks like Shane's lined up to do maybe another drum solo or help out with drums. That can be fantastic right there. Again, this kid's fantastic. Pink, Leanne Rimes, Mark Ronson, Gene Simmons from Kiss. See here. Lars Ulrich again from Metallica, Patrick Wilson, Phil Collins. Now, Phil Collins, bless this guy. He's up there, but he's still out there kicking it on the mic, singing strong. Sebastian Bach, Travis Barker, Geezer Butler, Joan Jett. Wow. Alanis Morissette. Now, Alanis Morissette's key here too, because as I recall, Taylor Hawkins actually drummed for Atlantis. Yes, he drummed for Atlantis back in 94 to 97 during the Jagged Little Pill tour. I think it was one other tour as well. He drummed for another band, I should say a band, Silver or something like that, before that, when he first got started. But man, and it was an interesting story too, how Taylor Hawkins actually became the drummer for the Foo Fighters. I believe the former drummer's name was William something, and what ended up happening back in 1996, there was a fallout between the drummer and Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, which they lost their drummer in 96, so that he's like, okay, I gotta get another drummer. So he was an acquaintance with Taylor Hawkins at the time and wanted some advice on where can I get another drummer. Come to find out, to Dave Grohl's surprise, Taylor was actually wanting to be in a rock band rather than a solo artist style of drumming. So very fascinating story there. He officially became the drummer in 1997 for the Foo Fighters. Very cool story. And of course, he went on to be the drummer for the Foo Fighters for all the way up until his passing. He also did a bunch of side projects as well. A couple of film projects. He helped out quite a few other band members of other bands, solo artists. I mean, there was so much feedback given by these artists. If you go to their multiple different Twitter accounts of these musicians, they all had something to say that were just absolutely positive. That the one thing I liked about that stood out the most about Taylor Hawkins is how giving and kind-hearted he was. He lived life to, like, you have a 1 to 10 as far as how hard you lived life. He probably notched it to 11. He did that same energy. He put in that same energy as he did with giving and caring and loving for others as well. Yeah, he went overboard because his energy, obviously, at the, towards the end, his energy levels were really low because he was just so tired from touring. I mean, he was 50 years old. He's getting to that point where, he's touring like he's 21. So again, he's definitely putting out as much. He's giving more than probably most humans can physically do at that age. He also had an enlarged heart, which doctors say that he exercised a lot, which increased the muscle mass of the heart. At least that's what was said. But in the end, of course, like, it's a little sensitive to me because there are some band members that have some similar endings when they have so much stuff in their bloodstream, primarily to help try to keep them going and staying in tune with all these concerts and keeping the energy going. So I have to say that it is a great loss. I enjoyed watching him in concert. His music, I mean, he was just fantastic. Fantastic drummer. Probably one of the best and that's my opinion. I believe Taylor Hawkins is probably, if not the best drummer I've ever witnessed, at least in my generation. I'm kind of curious to see your opinions out there, guys. What do you think? Do you feel that anything about just such an emotional roller coaster for me for this guy? I'll tell you another thing too, is a lot of this music really got me by in my younger years, I had struggled quite a bit. And Foo Fighters is one of the bands that I listen to. Believe it or not, Alanis Morissette I actually give respect to, and I listen to some of her music. Fantastic artist. Funny thing is he was also the drummer on tour with Alanis Morissette back then. So that's when I kind of discovered him. What's also interesting is how his son came to drum on the tribute this concert. So this kid I got a snapshot of this at the concert, and I wasn't at the concert, but when I was watching it I took a snapshot. But this kid just tore up the drums. Man, he did such a fantastic job. He did so much that he gave this guy a big smile. I mean, that not only this guy, I don't have the snapshot for the rest of them, but the entire band was just staring at him in awe with smiles on their faces because of how talented this kid is. Like, it was incarnate of Taylor in his son Shane. It was ridiculously awesome. Ooh, man, this is a little bit emotional for me, but I had such joy watching this kid drum. I can't play the music back, but I'm going to go a couple of frames. That's why I kind of had to put the disclaimer in the front there. Because I can at least kind of show a little bit of what he was doing on this drum. Like, I'll take like one small clip. That dude is crazy. So that's about the best I'm going to be able to. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's capable of doing down the road here. It's fantastic. Page, understandable. Leaping lizards. Gotta take care of them lizards. My little pun to kick things off on my zingers. So, you know, let me ask you this. Does anybody know the best time of day? My favorite time of day is 6:30. Hands down. Get it? Hour, minute hand. Both hands are down. Give me those crickets. Oh, wow. So, how's everybody doing out there? Come on, give me some ones out there. Let me know that you're still awake and alive out there on this Labor Day. Give me some hearts and ones. Show me that you are still breathing out there. Working on my my juice, my caffeine to get this party rolling. Actually, it's sort of a party, I guess. Not a huge. It's not gonna be a long stream today, but I just wanted to kind of highlight on this because I think this is such a emotional roller coaster story for me. Because I absolutely love the Foo Fighters. I absolutely love a lot of the bands back in the day. Alice in Chains. Even further back, Bon Jovi. I mean, Metallica. Grateful Dead. Let's see. There's just so many. There's so many. Smashing Pumpkins. I mean, let's see. What are your favorite bands out there, guys? What's your favorite bands? 80s and 90s. What you guys grow up to? What kind of music? But while we're waiting for that, throw maybe one more zinger in there. So, why did the toddler refuse to nap? He's guilty of resisting arrest. Arrest, you know. Get it? Sandpaper crickets, come on! Yes, Rick. Nirvana, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going right to you guys. AC/DC. Yes, music therapy. Definitely emboldened on that one, Mel. Carrie, I see you out there. Dragonfly Kisses. Shock, I see you out there. Tammy. PC Tech Radio. Don't worry, buddy. I am almost done with that book, so stay tuned. Should have it done by the end of today. It's amazing when you set your goals and all of a sudden things don't go as planned. But I am reading it. Let's see. Who else we got out there? Temp with the crickets. Thank you, man. Thank you for supporting my crickets. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yes. Great band. Great band. Guns N' Roses. Oh, how can I forget Guns N' Roses? I seen them in concert up in Ohio for my friend's bachelor party, actually a while back. Fantastic. Man, they're still kicking it. Led Zeppelin, yeah. Motley Crue. Kudos. U2. U2 is one of my other favorite bands. Surprisingly, I love their style. It's like you can sing to it. It's calming and it's energetic all at the same time. Absolutely love U2. So awesome, Jendi. Jendy's like too many. Love them crickets. Bring the crickets. Pink Floyd. Okay. Yeah. Nod to Pink Floyd. Very nice, calming music back in my day. Pearl Jam. How could we forget about Pearl Jam? Madonna. Fantastic. Thank you for that. Let's see who else we got in chat. Queens of the Stone Age. Well, Queen. I actually like Queen's music. See, it's funny. U2 is one of those bands that you either get laughed at or you get respected for, because either way, it's recognizing U2, and it's, to me, well, that kind of goes to another band that I like. That's more kind of recent, has a similar style. Why is my mind drawing a blank? I just went to their concert and it's all over my YouTube page. Why am I throwing blanks? Again, 3 hours of sleep. This is what that does to you guys. Remember, both me and Temp need our rest, or else this is what happens. Tears for Fears. Yes. Also a great 80s band. Oh my gosh. Joy Division. Okay. The Cure. Yes. Great band. Pixies. Joy Division. Man, I haven't heard their stuff in a while. Let's see. Queensryche. Yeah. Laura, that great band too. Radiohead. Shelly, thank you for that. Johnny Cash. Can't go wrong with Johnny Cash. I loved his remake from Nine Inch Nails song. Is it Dirt? I think. Great music. The Cult, another one. Man, that's another great band. See, there's so many great ones. Lisa JD, awesome. Let's see who else we got out here. Linkin Park. Yes. Now, the early 2000s, that's when I actually was in my pro wrestling era, and I listened to a lot of that music. Coldplay, thank you. Honey, My Wonder Wife, Loopy Miracle. Gina, thank you. You're amazing. Love you, girl. Coldplay is the other band I was talking about that kind of has a comparable feel to U2. Yes, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, Headstones. Yeah, that. Let's see. There was another band too that was really kind of more. I would say more hard rock, edge, heavy metal. There's a few of them. Obviously, Disturbed was another one. Genesis, by the way, great music. Genesis, Eric Clapton, Queen. Yep. UB40. Yep. Let's see. Rim. Temp. Yes. Happy nod to that. I listened to some Rim in my day too, my friend. Paige almost threw a phone. I don't know how many times I've done that. You know, I'll point out one thing. These cases, I say plural. I think it's Ultra Beetle Pro. You can ask my wife. I have been so clumsy with these things that I try to catch them, but I don't catch them. For some reason, I accidentally slap them or hit them, and they just go further and hit the wall, the ground. I accidentally punt my phones when I drop them, like I'm trying to catch it with my foot. And then, of course, I punt my up. Man, I've probably dropped and tossed and kicked these things more times than I could probably count. But Ultra Beetle Pro, now this is a shameless plug, of course, but they're still working. I didn't crack no screens, so 3 Doors Down, yes. System of the Down, Page. System of the Down, fantastic band. Sisters of Mercy, Mel, all right. Pink, yep. 311, Tool, yep. Tool's a great band. The Gorillas. Yeah. Gen D Gorillas. They have a unique sound. I like their band. Eminem. Of course Eminem, right? Fantastic. Sex Pistols. Man, these are such good bands. This is why I love you guys. You're speaking my language, but that's because I'm always awkward. But I like everything. I'm more of a, when it comes to music, I like a lot of different genres. 3 Colors Red. Yep, Mel, good choice. Carrie, good choice with 3 Doors Down. Iggy and the Stooges. Lisa, you're going back. I love it. Haha. Eminem Forever. Carrie, yes, agreed. Those are some of the bands that just kind of hang out there and just stick with you, and they don't get old. It's like, there's like these songs they make that just carry the test of time, right? U2 for me is one of them. U2 absolutely carries. I'm kind of curious to. Oh no, there's one other band that stands out too. Rick Astley. It's more of a solo artist, but he rickrolls me a lot. Surprisingly a catchy tune. Let's see. Weird Al. Man, Weird Al was a unique musician. I loved his stuff. Not everybody did. The Doors, yes, Shock. Who liked the movie with Val Kilmer that imitated the lead singer of the Doors? Again, I'm bad with names. I know Jim Morrison. Thank you. Great movie. Val Kilmer did a great job in that movie. Let's see. Rickrolling, yeah. I don't know. I've been rickrolled. I don't know how many times, Mel. It was such a thing. Chris Christopherson, country music, man. He had a little country rock going on in his day. I remember him. He did a couple of concerts back. Yeah, like Waylon Jennings. Yep. He, I think he did with Trying to think of different artists he's with, that he sang with. It's been so long. I have to think about that. Motown, R&B, jazz, soul, yeah. Stole my band, shock, Pimp says. Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix. Legendary. Legendary. Man. Oh my gosh. Such jukebox. Postmodern. Oh, jukebox, Puddles, Pity Party. You know, Puddles of Mud was a good one for me. There was a song that was really catchy that I loved from them. I gotta think of it. Something about... No, Psycho was the name of the song. Green Day. Again, how could I forget about Green Day? Dragonfly Kisses, great band mention. Flying Burrito Brothers. How am I not... So I haven't heard of that one, Shelly. The Flying Burrito Brothers. What kind of genre are they in? Are they a rock band? Stevie Ray Vaughan. Oh, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Duh. Yeah. She... Tip knows. Yes. Thank you, Tip. That's a great... Can't quite repeat the lyrics of that song, but man, that was a catchy tune. Audio Slave. Yes, like a stone. That's... Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. Sorry, from the Cult. Good tune. Foo Fighters all the way. Dragonfly Kisses. Yep. Dave Matthews. Who could forget about Dave Matthews? Right? Isn't there a song called Closer from them? I think I liked that one. There's a few. Well, there's a few of them I liked out with Dave Matthews. Audio Slave, Like a Stone. Yep. Roy Orbison. Nice. Johnny Cash played the... Oh yeah, Roy Orbison, Christopherson, Waylon, and Johnny Cash played together as the Highwaymen. Yes, I remember that. Wow, good catch, Miss Luck. 70s Flying Burrito. Okay, 70s country rock, the Flying Burrito Brothers. Okay, I'm gonna have to listen and check them out. I don't think I've actually heard them. I may have heard them and I not realized it, but see. Dire Straits. I actually listened to a little bit of their stuff. Yeah, honey. Singing behind the drums. It's like kind of bringing back memories of your desires to be a musician. This kid brought tears to almost every artist there. It was fantastic in a sad but joyful way because he was so talented. It was like, again, the energy and the soul of what Taylor brought to the stage when he was drumming. It was just that fantastic. So fantastic. Crowded House? AC. Let's see. Slipknot. Brandon, the man. Slipknot. I've actually listened to a little bit of Slipknot. Yeah. POD, another great band, by the way, Tim. Yes. Of course it fits me, man. You know my brain. Korn. Oh, okay, yeah. Korn. I listened to Korn and Disturbed in a concert in Detroit. Now, I did a wrestling tour with something called the Mayhem Tour up in Detroit, DTE, which I ended up doing a pro wrestling gig during the day. It was like 90 something degrees out. I literally lost 20 pounds of water weight that day leading up to the concert, doing wrestling most of the day. I probably went through at least a case of water, but you know how pale I look now. I would probably went to, and Paige would probably, back then she would have slapped me upside my head like, that sun is killing your skin, Zaiden. But man, I don't know how many shades darker in skin pigmentation that day. But we then, after that show, went to the Disturbed concert, and it was just full of energy. Mosh pits, I mean, you name it. We probably got all kinds of crazy back then. Ginger O Snap knows about the Mayhem Tour. Awesome. Yeah, I used to wrestle for a promotion up there called Blue Collar BC. Let me think about this. BCWA, which is the Blue Collar Wrestling Association. I'm not sure if they're still around, but they were a Detroit-based, or I should say Southeast Michigan-based promotion. Southeast Quadrant of Michigan. Warped Tour, yeah. That was great. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, good band. Temp, I see you're about to head out. Books, man, get that studying done. Don't drain yourself too much, but... get that studying done, man. Rage Against the Machine, another one, Brandon. Yes! Man, these fantastic bands. How many have you seen live in concert in person? It's like I've probably seen, I think, a total of 5 different bands in concert. Disturbed, POD, Puddle of Mud. I did mention Puddle of Mud. Of course, acronyms. I also watched, me and my wife had seen, they mostly do Christmas stuff, but Trans-Siberian Orchestra, TSO. They're actually a pretty good band. They used to be a different band in Tampa, Florida, originally before they became TSO. A rock band. I'm trying to remember the name. Beastie Boys, yes. I don't know, y'all. Sounds like a sabotage to me. Crickets. I love me some Beastie Boys. Yes, fantastic, fantastic band. Sum 41 was fun for, yeah, they were all right. Jefferson Airplane, Rick, yes, great band, my friend. Oh my gosh. Beastie Boys all the way. Third Eye Blind. Yeah, that's a good band. Some of their stuff. Oh, you worked on the TSO tour, Brandon. That's cool. What did you end up doing? Were you like a part of like tech crew, or did you what did you do? Early goth years, yes. Good Charlotte, yeah. Not a bad band. They were a little bit new for me, but they had a couple of good tunes. I liked them. The Green Room. You did Green Room for Beastie Boys, Mel? That's cool. Yeah. Dragonfly Kisses, agreed. I love them too. They surprised me when I first started listening to them. Fun Rig. Screaming Trees, let's see. You've been to a lot of live concerts, huh? Miss Luck? Yeah, Metallica. Man, that was one band I wish I could have seen it. Me and my brother did a duet together in a place called Cedar Point. It was a theme park, but they had a recording studio you could have fun at. and just kind of, you know, go in and sing a song and then put it on tape. This was in Sandusky, Ohio. And me and my brother did a couple of sing-along, well, let's just say like a duets. One was Metallica's Enter Sandman. And how can I forget the Eagles? We did a song, Eagles Hotel California. That was a fun song to sing to. L7. Let's see. Meatloaf. Meatloaf. Their Bad Outta Hell album was probably one of my favorites. Fantastic music. What was that one song? Kind of like it tells a story and sings at the same time. Make Love by the Dashboard Light. Could be wrong a little bit on that, but Prince. You got to see Prince live? Oh, that's right. That's my wife. Duh, she did tell me that. That had to have been a cool concert. Who here has seen Michael Jackson in concert? Anybody? Michael Jackson? Yeah, indeed, Meatloaf. It's a thing. He's like the Jack Black of rock musicians. Yeah. 3 hours of sleep. I'm telling you, it gets you in trouble every time if you don't get your needed rest. Man. Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Thank you, Rick. That escaped me, but man, that was a good tune. It was a fun song. Very fun song. Brandon, you were in your mother's womb at a Michael Jackson concert. She said I was kicking away. Doing the moonwalk in the womb. That's awesome. Yeah, Michael Jackson had quite a bit of... I like his music video, Smooth Criminal. Who's seen his music video when he was in that kind of tuxedo and hat? That was actually pretty sweet. I think it was one of my favorites. Let's see. Yeah, concerts, get expensive, especially today. I don't think I've been to a concert. I don't think we went to that TSO concert for at least, it's been what, 3 years now? Three or so years. Beastie Boys. Hey y'all, it's a sabotage. Bruce Springsteen, Megadeth. Great bands. Bruce, man, the boss. The Cure, yep. Rage Against the Machine, yep. That's cool. Cool, Miss Luck. Looks like you had quite a bit of experience with a couple concerts out there. That's cool. All early talent, man. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Gina. Brandon has some young talent. I'm really looking forward to what you got going on in the future for yourself, my friend. So awesome. I started late. I learned my Adobe and all that. Just started doing all that 2.5 years ago. And I think Brandon said 2006 he started learning After Effects, which is a fantastic graphics program, by the way. I'd love to see what else you got going on. I know you spoke quite a bit last time. Van Halen. Oh, how can we forget about Van Halen? I mean, that was like the most epic band, guitarist, controversial lead singer and band breakups of all time, which led into Sammy Hagar. Great music. Depeche Mode, yes. Lisa J.D. Great band. Oh, there was a song I liked from them. It was almost a cultive song in my high school days. Reach Out and Personal Jesus. Yeah, that's it. Personal Jesus. We had like a line dance thing. I did drama for a little bit back in high school, and we all had this funny line dance for that song. I don't know if I can even remember what that was or how that went, but that was like a cult thing. That was like that wasn't just our school either. Apparently that was a thing. I don't know. Ozzy, of course, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. Big time rock bands. Crazy Train, November Rain, best tunes. Yeah, Brandon, Personal Jesus. Yeah, buddy. Like I said, we are the Gauche. We can be socially awkward and awesome all at the same time. That's how we roll. You could be a drama kid. You could be a music instructor, a bandmate. I was in choir. Man. I did a lot of geeky stuff. I was even in the chess club. I played football for a short bit. That didn't work out too well. I won't go into the details of that because that was actually pretty awful. But I did get into tennis. Actually, I like tennis. That was actually a lot of fun. But yeah, I was in the chess club. Whatever. Def Leppard, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. That's a band you either love or hate, I think. But I was okay with them. I didn't like all their music, but they were okay. And you were in theater design. You were a director. Oh, cool. I actually know a director that I actually used to still know, but they're still the director there at the high school 20 something odd years later, which is interesting that I went to school with. That's cool, Jen. Def Leppard, of course. Def Leppard. Great. I think they started out in the late 70s. Actually, I think they even go back maybe as far as the 60s when they first started. I have to look that up. Stone Temple Pilots. Yes, I listened to them actually quite a bit, Lisa. Yep. Kudos. You get my virtual fist bump. Stone Temple Pilots, man. There was quite a few songs in that band I listened to. And again, I can't think of the names of them, but fantastic music. Too much education. So I don't know if anybody's caught it, but at the end of the show, excuse me, Chris Rock made an appearance with Dave Chappelle. Anybody catch that? Just curious. Yeah, they made a surprise. Well, they were actually scheduled to appear. It was quite interesting to see them on the card. I actually did not see it all the I think I seen them. I just seen they were on the card. Santana. Oh, I have to say Santana. Who doesn't like Santana? Man. Maroon 5 with Santana, the singer from Maroon 5. That was a good song. I forget the song title. The tribute show that happened on Saturday for Taylor Hawkins. Carrie, that's at the they had a few comments they wanted to say about Taylor Hawkins as well, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. So that was, I'm still trying to look up maybe some photos or video of that real quick here. I didn't get to see the entire, I watched the show, but I didn't see the entire show. Yeah, but there's another thing too. I mean, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock have been making some guest appearances, if you've noticed, in some shows recently. Has anybody picked up on that? Actually, I'll show you the flyer real quick, Carrie. Back out. It was on September the 3rd, this past Saturday. For those that missed out, here's what I do know. If you missed out, Paramount Plus is actually broadcasting it as of today, and I think YouTube as well. So if you do want to see the show as in its entirety, I think you can go there and watch it. If you subscribe to Paramount Plus, another shameless plug, but I think it's worth the show. Shock. Yeah. So again, I read some articles out there that Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock made some guest appearances. So in other words, I kind of like the duo. Them coming back out after obviously everything that happened with Will Smith. It's just, you know, still kind of sensitive, especially after the Will Smith apology and Chris Rock's response. I think at this point that, you know, Chris Rock's starting to come back out there and speak and maybe do some comedy. Traveling with Dave Chappelle is a good move. I think it's a great tag team for them to get out there like this. Plus, my understanding is those two comedians had a tie-in with Foo Fighters, which I think that led to the ultimate appearance by them on this show. Again, I didn't watch the whole thing yet, but assuming they showed up. So I think that's a good move on Chris Rock's part with Dave Chappelle. John Mayer, okay. I'll say okay to that. John Mayer to me is kind of like a hit or miss vibe. Definitely a ladies' man kind of musician. Or if you like, okay, I shouldn't categorize it just to one thing, but back then, it definitely attracted Jennifer Aniston. So, I mean, that little small relationship, if anybody remembers that. Let's see. Joan Jett's a... I always call her Jonah Jett. But Joan Jett, awesome. Anybody remember that movie with Michael J. Fox and Joan Jett? It's actually pretty cool music movie there. Madonna. Yeah, me and Temp were talking about that a little earlier. Puddle of Mud's I Hate Everything About You song. Cats in the Cradle. Look, Cats in the Cradle, the song, pretty emotional for me, especially for this situation with Taylor and his son Shane, because really the Cats in the Cradle was more about the father and son relationship, or parent and child relationship. Now these days you can reference to that or relate to that. It's kind of a story, and I only say this song is, it kind of hits the heart because it's a story of, you have a busy life and you kind of miss out on all of the life's events with your family, and time goes by so quickly that you don't even realize what you've missed until it's already too late. So every time I listen to that song, I always want to pick up the phone, and call my family. It's one of those songs that will make you really want to reach out to your family. Tell them that you love them and maybe visit them. There are some families you just have to love from a distance, which is understandable. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, Rick. Eric Clapton, also legend. Rocked harder than John Mayer. Yeah. Eric Clapton, okay. Eric Clapton was more of a rock artist back in the early 80s than he was in the 90s, because his 90s music, when he went into the 90s, was a little bit calmer, but still was... Well, okay, John Mayer was more of a pop artist. I would put him in that category. I wouldn't put him in a rock category. Eric Clapton was still considered a rock artist. So 9 times out of 10, he's going to put out a little bit more of a rock vibe than John Mayer would. Queen was mentioned earlier, Brandon, briefly, but again, you can't go wrong with Queen. Lots of awesome music there. I mean, another one bites the dust. For the champions. And of course, my favorite, Bohemian Rhapsody. Who hasn't done some headbanging to that song? I see a little silhouette of a man. Okay, never mind. I'm a little hoarse. I'm tired. Forgive me. Do the Runaways. I haven't heard them in a while. Wow. So I'll throw in a quick zinger for you guys. I can tolerate algebra, maybe even a little calculus, but geometry is where I draw the line. Insert crickets here. Yeah, again, I have to go right back to this photo of the performance Shane put on. Everyone was mesmerized by his performance. Man, I want to watch this part of the show, this song, My Hero, because the meaning of the song has a lot of depth. Some of you may know this, but David Grohl wrote this song not primarily because of Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, but because he had an anti-hero feeling. He did not want to put an image out that he wants this stardom or this superhero kind of mentality. So that was the primary reason why that song was written. Of course, coincidentally, Kurt Cobain had then passed on, and then that kind of became the stigma song for that reason. So it was, I guess you can call it a nod to Kurt Cobain, but it was in that era. So fast forward so many years till today, it kind of brings on a new meaning because of the relationship with Foo Fighters and bandmate Tyler Hawkins. Hawkins, I keep thinking like Steve Hawkins. Why do I? Sorry. Boom, my brain is going crazy. All right, so the relationship of that song to these guys and Taylor was very emotional for this song anyway, because you have now Shane, his son, playing this song, My Hero, which plays almost a double whammy of emotions. It's his son, and he's skilled, and he brings the energy just like his dad did. And to see that energy, like his father, coming onto everybody's faces, you can see right here, Dave's face is lit up like a firecracker, and you know the crowd behind him, all the bandmates were staring at him. It was just fantastic. Again, I can't say enough about this kid. Shane is... I can't wait to see his future in the music industry. Yeah, I'm going to be closing up shop here pretty quick. So, again, I didn't intend to be on here for too long, but I just wanted to cover this because I think it was a good, I wanted to give my nod to Taylor Hawkins because Foo Fighters, his musicianship was such, it carried me through a lot of stuff in my day. So definitely, I think Taylor gets the honors for today's show on the Gauche. Not to mention his son, Shane. I would love to see what he can do in the future. This kid is just phenomenal. So we'll kind of, I guess, Studio 66, yeah. Yeah, was that, I think Taylor did a video for I think titled Studio 666. I might be getting that confused. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was a comedy horror. That's right. Had David Grohl in it and the band members. That's right. Studio 666 was a horror film, kind of like your Spaceballs version of a horror flick, if you want to think of it that way. Jars of Clay, Casting Crowns, Switchfoot, Petra, Honey, thank you. I love you. All also amazing bands. My God. Cranberries. Honey, you're striking my heartstrings. Love it. I love it. Great music. Oh, wow. Believe it or not, Jars of Clay, Casting Crowns, Switchfoot, Petra were actually Christian-based musician groups, bands. They kind of had a kind of a balance between that and the secular culture of music, so it was actually quite interesting. Murdoch Mysteries. Yeah, see, these comments are going by pretty fast, y'all, so bear with me. Okay, what's this about Murdoch Mysteries? Oh, by the way, Brandon, yeah, Bob Seger, probably one of my favorites as well. I did a lot of karaoke to some of Bob Seger's music. I had that kind of raspiness in my voice when I sing softer. And I love Turn the Page. I loved singing that song because we were on the road a lot back then in our wrestling days. In the early 2000s, and every bar we went to, we actually we kind of wanted to make sure that we can do a karaoke, or if there was a karaoke going on that night, or it was just coincidental, I don't know, but that was one of my go-to songs. Turn the Page by Bob Seger. They're finding out a lot about me today, this morning, whatever time zone you're in. Funny how music kind of ties a lot of memories together in your lifetime. It's like when you smell, like certain smells will bring out memories. Music does the same thing. Let's see. Jen. Lisa, the Screaming Trees. Okay. All right. Amy. Yeah, I grew up a little bit on Bob Seger. My dad had a couple albums that he would play. Bob Seger's albums. I can't remember the titles of those two albums that he played. It's been a while, but great music. Boop doop doo. See, I would actually not mind singing Turn the Pages for you fine people out there. The problem is the copyright that comes with it. I don't have the license to actually sing a performing, or it's called a performing license, to be able to sing that for you on YouTube. So I will get struck down if I sung it. And if they catch it. I wonder if I can get away with like 10 seconds of it, though. Actually, I'm probably going to say probably not today, but maybe Friday night, Midnight Madness. I'll probably make that exclusive for you fine people, because right now, when you get like 2 to 3 hours of sleep, your vocal cords turn into something else. And you don't want to hear that when I'm singing. Carrie, why are you getting confused out there? If you're wondering if it's the movie that we're referring to, Studio 66 was a kind of parody horror movie that I'd have to say the Kung Fu Fighters were included in, which Taylor Hawkins made an appearance as well, because the band was in that movie. But it was more of a parody kind of movie. Well, thank you, Amy. You're always welcome to join us. This is a great community. Temple of Love, I'll do the female voice. You're the temple of love. Way to go, Amy. Don Mellencamp. Man, Brandon, you're bringing out the good stuff, man. Awesome. Don Mellencamp was good. He always had this cool way, and of course I never smoked in my life, cigarettes, period. So, but he always had this cool way of doing stuff. How he poses for his albums and yeah. Oh, it wasn't about the movie? I'm sorry, Carrie. So you can maybe ask the question again. I'll see if I can't figure it out. Maybe help you out here. yeah, so obviously, if you like the show, guys, I talk about all kinds of things. So it's not always about pop culture. I'll change gears a little bit, like today. I love music. I'll talk about all kinds of different categories. We'll talk about maybe movies or TV shows or a specific event. You know, like this event kind of strikes out more of that conversation of music, like, you know, bands, music, and, you know, memories, right? So it's a great segue into conversation. It's just fun. It brings out some good memories, even though you may have struggled through some times, but it still brings out the joy part of it, right? Like what got you through. I absolutely love talking about music. So, okay, so to kind of fine tune the, we'll call it the, it was part of the copyright disclaimer where you can do fair use. Now, you've heard that some people use up to maybe 30 seconds of a clip or a segment of maybe a news segment or a music or involved music. The problem with music is actually the most stringent, or I would have to say the strongest enforced copyright there is out there right now. Ever since Napster hit the road in all the computers with downloading some music content without having to pay for it, that really paved the road for a lot of copyright laws, and those laws became a lot more strict over the years. So compare that to, let's say, reporting something newsworthy, like if it were a storm or political or whatever it is. Those are easier to put a 30-second segment in there and be able to report that on your YouTube channel, just as a quick reference. Music, unfortunately, there's no guarantee. If I were to play a 10-second clip, they say specifically in the fair use that it is entirely possible the company that owns the rights to the music, the lyrics, not to mention the performing rights, they can literally hire a third-party group, comb through all of these YouTube accounts, find one and say, okay, this one's not, can't be doing that. They'll report it to YouTube, and then YouTube will come back and say, nope, can't do that. We're going to have to strike your video, bring it down until you can either trim it off, correct it, and then come back. And the problem with that is it actually demonetizes your channel until you do get it corrected. So that's how serious it is. I'm not technically monetized yet. That's why I have these other options. As I have posted in the chat, you'll see my link tree. I did post that up at the top. It's pinned. You could check it out. Our funding is done and donations are done through a few different avenues. Like I said earlier, you can do our version of Super Chat is done through something called Stream Elements. What you can do is you can go there, you can donate $1, $2, I think $5, whatever you want to do, just to kind of make it more fun for donation. Like I said, you don't have to do it, but it does help the community grow and make sure the equipment gets updated enough for you guys so we can bring you good quality content. But that would be more of the fun way, I would say, to donating, in my opinion, rather than just going to Cash App. Cash App's great if you want to do just a one-time donation there. That's awesome. I do have also PayPal, which you can do if you have a PayPal account. You can sign in and donate that way. And Patreon is my other one. I don't have a lot of graphics or anything posted for Patreon, so if you go to that link, it is my account, this channel's account. So FYI, but plenty of options. And yes, Lisa, Days of the New is a fantastic band as well, man. Ooh, I could talk about this all day. This is an amazing topic. Did I ever listen to Jeff Buckley? That name sounds familiar. You know what? It's going to hit me after this stream is done because I know I've heard that name. Friend's stepdad is Rom Trinidad. Windrush scheme is. Oh. Help me out. Is that Rom Trinidad, Harry? Or Mel, sorry? Is it worrying when you pull off a Mel, I almost read that whole question. Chocolate sauce. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I will never look at chocolate sauce the same again. But that was funny. Okay, from Trin... Okay. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't know there was a... From Trinidad. That makes more sense. Jeff Healy was good. Yes, I totally agree. From okay, yeah, thank you for the clarification, Mel. Mel. Sorry, Mel. I'm getting everybody's names confused. I'm like I'm singing double, so forgive me. Oh, Lord. What a day so far, huh? This is actually not a bad stream. I like this engagement with you guys. Not able to get the live chat going right now. Like that'll be. I always make that predominant, especially for Friday nights, Midnight Madness, as well as LunchRush on Saturdays, which is usually our open live call-in lines. Usually during the week, it'll be a little bit more limited just because of time, content, whatever's included there. I might have a special guest, which stay tuned. PC Tech Radio, Dave, you're going to be one of my highlights this week. We're going to be highlighting his book, so stay tuned for that. Do a shameless plug for him. The Return to Ishmir. Sorry. The Legend Begins. It's going to be a great read, guys. If you like fantasy novels and books. So far, so good. Dave, I kind of starting to see why you would say I would hate you. As lightning strikes right outside my house. Man, yeah, I think you're right too. Like I can't stop thinking about the book now. So I got to read the rest of that. And then I might go to sleep. Let's see. Blues musicians. Johnny and Edgar Winter. Oh, okay. No, I heard of them. I don't think I've listened to a lot of their stuff, but I know I've heard of them. I think we're a bunch of nerds for music, aren't we? Wow. Let's see. Time for some sleep, it sounds. Yeah, probably at the end of my rope, guys. But it was a fantastic journey for this lunch rush today. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. Looking forward to Wednesday. Should be our next stream. It may include that interview with Dave, that book. I will keep you posted on that. But I will always have Mondays and Wednesday lunch rushes, as well as Saturday night Midnight Madness, and the following Saturday, or I should say the Saturday that follows that Friday night. That lunch rush is kind of like the follow-up to Midnight Madness for those that missed out. Also, both those days, Friday night and Saturday for lunch rush, we'll have live call-ins. But yes, every Monday and Wednesday we'll generally have a lunch rush around the 12 o'clock time frame Eastern Standard Time. Today was a little late, but this was kind of want to get that content out. It was really kind of, it tied to me emotionally quite a bit, so I want to make sure I talk about this with you guys coherently to some point. And I didn't have a whole lot of sleep, so if that tells you anything. All right. With that said, if you like what you saw, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. Again, with the algorithms. Woo! Help us grow. Yeah, there's my energy. I'm bringing it to you all the way to the end, y'all. We're gonna make it through, and we're gonna make it all the way through the week. It's gonna be great here at the Gauche. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to also take a look at our Linktree app, or if you have the app anyway. The Linktree link is at the top of the chat, pinned in there at ZaidenGauche. If you check that out, you'll have all the information you needed regarding donation, community, Telegram. Also our friends temp page, which is our friends temp and page, which they have also their own link trees as well. So it was great hanging out with all of you all at the Gauche. I hope everybody has a great rest of your Labor Day. Get your barbecue in. Have fun with it. And until the next time, y'all, from the Gauche, I'm Zaiden. Peace out.